Hello, everyone. In today's reading, the Six of Wands shows someone coming towards you with real intention. This is a person who wants to be with you and genuinely wants to move things forward. For some of you, you may already have someone in mind. You might be thinking, yes, there's a specific person I'm thinking about. And if you truly care about that person, then yes, it's them. What's coming through very clearly is that this is someone you will genuinely like, okay? So if you're feeling like, I don't want the other option, I don't want that situation, I only want this, then know this, you're going to get it. You're going to receive what you truly and deeply desire. Honestly, it feels like your deepest wish is manifesting right now. And here's the thing. Not everyone is meant to see this reading. Not everyone will come across it, and that's intentional. As much as I'd love this message to reach millions, it's not for everyone. It's meant for a specific group, the people who are ready to hear it. With the Hermit, I see that a lot is happening behind the scenes. Things are being set up quietly. The timing, the circumstances, the paths crossing, it's all aligning. Momentum is building. Things are finally starting to move in the right direction, and it's happening now. This person is going to take action. And there's also a strong level of chemistry here. You'll feel physically attracted to them. You'll like how they look, how they treat you, and what they do for you. Because you'd naturally want to give just as much back. That balance matters. This is not someone who lacks motivation. They're driven, they show up, they put in effort. This isn't a person who expects you to do everything, the talking, the planning, the nurturing, the giving. No, they meet you halfway. They do things for you, with you, and alongside you. And that's incredibly important, truly important. This is not someone who disappears or abandons you. No one has time for that, and you definitely don't. When they commit, they're all in. When they choose you fully. Now, I do sense that you've been hurt before. You've experienced being left out. You've felt abandoned. You've been around people who struggled with their own fear of abandonment. And in the end, they walked away from you. Not because you were going to leave them, but because their own thoughts and fears took over. Their actions were about them, not you. You've been hurt before, but you never allowed that pain to define who you are. And honestly, that's one of your greatest strengths. You don't let setbacks or failures become your identity. Yes, it hurts. You feel it deeply. You think about it, and sometimes you cry over it. But you don't stay there. You don't let it turn into who you are, because that's not who you are. You know that. What truly defines you is your effort, your work ethic, and the way you show up for people. It's the time, energy, and love you pour into others. You try, genuinely and consistently. You give a lot. That's your character. That's how far you're willing to go. What doesn't define you is how others choose to treat you. And you're beginning to understand that more clearly now. I can see that part of you is still afraid of getting hurt again. That fear is real. But at the same time, something is changing in you. You're shifting into a new mindset. I've talked about this before, the bird and the branch idea. A bird sits on a branch because it trusts the branch. But more importantly, it trusts its wings. If the branch breaks, the bird doesn't fall apart or mourn the branch. It doesn't panic. It remembers, I can fly, and it moves on to another branch. You're becoming that bird. You're learning to trust yourself, your ability to heal, to move forward, and to feel okay again. You're realizing that even if something breaks beneath you, you'll still be able to rise. Do I think this next unexpected relationship is going to break your heart? Number, what is happening is that you're stepping into a new mindset, one where you know that even if something went wrong, you'd survive it. You know you'd get through it. You know you'd keep moving forward. You trust that you'd be okay. You know you could recover. And here's the interesting part. Once you truly believe that, this person doesn't end up breaking your heart at all. In the past, you gave someone everything. Your whole world centered around them. When things fell apart, it felt like your entire universe collapsed with it. But now, you're entering this relationship differently. You're prepared, not because you expect it to fail, but because you know you have yourself. Just like a bird knows it can fly if the branch gives way. But the truth is, you won't need to fly. You won't need to tap into survival mode. Why? Because this person actually stays. They remain in your life for the long haul. You've healed, learned, and grown so much that it's almost ironic. You don't end up needing all those coping skills you worked so hard to build. Still, they're there, quietly in the background, giving you a deep sense of confidence. And honestly, that's a gift. The best way to describe it is like flying for the first time and ignoring the safety instructions. Tragically, if something goes wrong, you're unprepared. You don't know where the exits are or what to do. The next time you fly, though, you pay attention. You know where the exits are. You know how the oxygen mask works. You know where the life vest is. You're calm, not because you expect disaster, but because you're ready if it ever happens. And that readiness changes everything. The second plane never crashes. You're ready for it, but you never actually need to use that preparation. That's what this feels like. You've learned how to brace yourself for loss. You've learned how to handle disappointment. But this time, you won't have to put those defenses into action, because this relationship lasts. You've already been through the hard parts. You've felt the pain, and now you know you can survive anything. You know how to heal. You know how to keep moving forward. And because of that, the next relationship you step into, almost when you least expect it, becomes the one you stay in for life. That's what makes it so unexpected. This is someone you don't feel anxious about in the long run. There's no constant fear or uncertainty. It's just you and them, together. You're a team, and teamwork really is everything. Every meaningful connection is built on it, between partners, between a person and their pet, even between nations. Teamwork is the foundation. This person values your voice. They ask for your input on everything. Should we do this? What day works best? Do you think we should fix this? They genuinely want to know what you think. If you casually say, "Oh my God, look at that bird outside," they'll pause and look, because if something matters to you, it matters to them. They don't tune you out. They pay attention. With the Five of Wands, this energy speaks to a powerful internal shift, one that's less about conflict with others and more about releasing the battles you've been fighting within yourself. It's about finally loosening your grip on the past and the stories you may have carried for too long. Old feelings of failure, comparison, regret, or self-doubt are coming up not to hurt you, but to be acknowledged and released. This card reminds you that growth often comes through challenge, but challenge is not your identity. What you've been through has shaped you, yes, but it does not define who you are or limit who you're becoming. Your past is not a life sentence, it's a chapter that taught you resilience, clarity, and strength. This is a moment of reclaiming your power, understanding that you are allowed to move forward without guilt. You are allowed to outgrow old versions of yourself, old patterns, and even old pain. The Five of Wands encourages you to stop proving yourself, especially to your past, and instead choose peace, alignment, and self-trust. When you release inner conflict, you make space for harmony, love, and forward momentum. That's everything I have for you in today's reading. I'll see you in the next one.